zones not seen in between those without flesh or bone. Roam in the void, they avoid all detection. Interdimensional beings all connected. Angels and demons from spiritual realms engaged in a battle from heaven to hell. They dwell all around us and even inside some of those that invite what they call spirit guides. Enticed by Ouija boards, they seek guidance and think there's a secret to be enlightened. Little do they know what they just invited. A demonic presence has just resided. In the days of Noah, all kinds of hybrids infiltrated the earth, but most were silenced, wiped out by the flood. All these tyrants, bloodlines polluted by these ancient giants. The men of renown, heroes of old, have now returned, let the truth be told. They wear new disguises, thought the nicest are now aliens come to invite us and guide us. The fruit is ripened, they're so inviting, evolved to a god enlightened. And don't be frightened, but I must ask why their ideas seem aligned with Lucifer's lie. This song serves as a warning to anyone searching. Demonic minions are lurking and virtually everywhere, posing as anything, stalking their prey with original sin. This song serves as a warning to anyone searching. Demonic minions are lurking and virtually everywhere, posing as anything, stalking their prey with original sin. Is it coincidence that all these incidents represent all the same thing the serpent said? Look in Genesis chapter 3 verse 6, it depicts exactly the same conflict. Feel this trick inflicted by the sick and wicked, invented, presented like a light transcendent, but it's dark demented, it just pretended, depending on beliefs what you just expected. See how a rose has thorns and thistles? They hide among the truth to avoid the signal. They muddy the water with disinformation, persuading so many without a foundation. Some people like to listen to Ike and Sitchin, Jordan, Maxwell, and Tessarian. It seems these people are on the same mission. Deny what's Christian, seek secret wisdom, tied to the lies in the movie zeitgeist. Lost, they deny the existence of Christ. I defy you to find any truth to the logic. Go ahead, just rewind it and pause it. Study their sources, they're all Masonic. Elite Illuminati seem to be behind it. They know the public will buy any fraud that tries to deny the existence of God. This song serves as a warning to anyone searching. Demonic minions are lurking and virtually everywhere, posing as anything, stalking their prey with original sin. This song serves as a warning to anyone searching. Demonic minions are lurking and virtually everywhere, posing as anything, stalking their prey with original sin.
Good evening, everybody. I'm still alive. Whoop, let me hit the pause. Boom. Yeah, I'm sorry. That last bong hit got me. All right, here we go. We're going to take off with this show. It's been a while. 2 weeks. Mercy. Mercy. Sorry about that. All right, let's jump over here to the Skype thing. Head up, Mr. Vaughn West. Still can't get the ringer to stop. I don't know why. What's up, Vaughn?
Hey, what's up? Mercy. Sorry.
How you doing over there, buddy? Okay. New Skypey thing. How do I add people into this? There we go. Okay. Add people. There we go. David F. Town Balla. Did you mute yourself, Vaughn? All of a sudden you went dead.
Yeah, here I am.
All right. Just checking.
I had done your show.
Right. All
Otherwise,
right.
we've got a hell of a thing going on.
There's Charlie. We're going to get him added in here, too. What's
hey,
up, David? Mercy, man. I'm starting this show off like a... Ugh. Okay.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. What's up, David?
What's up, Jimmy?
I'm going to do another show. I'm not... we'll get into it later on. I got a couple things to tell everybody, but we'll address all that shit later on. So, anyhow, let me get some more people added in here. I got to go down here and find.
You're coming out of the closet?
No. Still the same old me. Just gonna make some changes in my life. So,
Exchange.
yeah. There's
JR.
Lance.
Penis snip.
Need to hear about England.
What the hell was that?
Like R2D2.
R2D2.
I'm sorry, I'm making cigarettes. Let me mute myself.
Oh, okay. He got one of them power rollers, man. He's over there, zip. There's Lori. All right, we got everybody added in now, I think. We'll see if Charlie answers. I don't know if he's going to answer. He's supposed to be pretty under the weather out there, too. And Lori said that she was in bed already, not feeling good or something. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to catch up on some sleep. But we're going to call her anyway and wake her up.
And I answered.
There she goes. Hey, what's up, Lori?
You suckered everybody into this, didn't you?
Absolutely. This might be one of the last Boiler Room Radio episodes, so I figured I'd better hit everybody up. So, but like I said, we'll go into all that later on. Let's just kind of carry on with the show as normal and act like I didn't just say what I just said. So, David, over to you. What's on your stack of stuff, man? It's been a couple weeks, so we should have quite a bit to talk about.
First of all, I'm recovering from the flu from a pretty big car wreck I was in this weekend.
How'd all that turn out? I mean, her insurance step up to the plate and.
Oh yeah, she admitted fault to the police right away. You know, she ran. She's about 80 years old, and I don't know if I'm gonna blame her age, but it was snowing out, and you know, she's claimed the light was yellow, and she couldn't make up her mind if she should hit her brakes and slide through the light or just fly through it. So she decided to fly through it, which it wasn't yellow, it was red because I had the green all the way, and I was going through the intersection. It was a busy intersection too, and she hit me about 40 miles an hour at my front end.
I saw the damage.
Front end, if I'd been about 2 feet out closer, she would have T-boned my driver's side door, and I'd been fucked up. There's no doubt about that. And, I kind of spun a little bit and then went to the side, and then she went to the side. My windshield cracked. Fucking airbags didn't deploy. But, my wife was in the car, and she was inconsolable. I mean, she was just freaking out. And this one witness that was behind me at the red light came around, and he jumped out of his car and opened up my car door and made sure I was all right, and gave me his name and number as a witness and everything. And I mean, it was 1 minute I'm driving, the next minute I'm on the side of the road going, what the fuck just happened?
Wow, man. And
I mean, it put things in perspective, dude. You just don't know when shit's gonna hit, man. And it scared me, man. I got to go through this intersection every day taking my kid to school, and I have like PTSD now every time I go through that intersection.
Were the kids with you in the back of the truck?
Oh, it was just me and my wife. We were heading to Walmart.
Good.
But she hit me 40 miles an hour between sliding on the snow and just, I don't know what, but she nailed me good, man.
And that's your truck too, right? The one you just got fixed and back on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. Figures.
And she was on the other side, and I felt bad for her. She was about 80 years old, and she got out of her car, and she's like, I've never been in a wreck before. I don't know what to do. What do we do? And she was just inconsolable, and I was on the edge of, wanting to be nice to her, but wanting to slap her at the same time.
The conundrums.
But then, the cops came, and it, everything worked out. The car's in the shop now, getting a new front end and a new windshield. It's 13 years old, so a facelift is good for it, I guess.
Did they get you a rental until you get it back?
They did, but I didn't need it. I've got my wife's car. I just got to pick her up from work every night, take her to work and pick her up.
How long did they say until you get your truck back?
They didn't even say, man. Her insurance company has to come out to the body shop and give their own estimate of it.
They take pictures, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, the place I took it to gave me one estimate, but they said this has got to be clear through her insurance adjuster, and they're going to come out and look at it all. So it's probably going to be at least 2 weeks, I imagine.
Mercy.
But I survived it, and
at least nobody got hurt. I mean, the best thing is nobody got hurt.
It was a wake
cosmetic
call,
shit,
dude.
yeah.
It happened that fast, man. And I mean, I didn't have time to be scared. It's like it just boom.
You still
I seen her coming out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I'm fixing to have a wreck. That was the first thing that went through my mind. I'm like, I'm fixing to fucking get smacked, and sure enough, just boom.
Did you have your seatbelt on?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah. I don't ever wear mine.
And what's funny, the cops never asked if I had it on or not.
They don't care anymore.
No,
The only time they care is if you got it on
damage,
is if they can write you a ticket for it. You know, if they pull you over for speeding or something like that, they'll tack that on. But yeah, I don't ever wear mine.
You just never know when a car wreck's going to happen, dude. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance every time you get behind the wheel of your car.
Fuck yes, because, you know, people don't pay attention to where. Now, granted, this lady was 80, so she probably wasn't texting and driving, but I see that constant on a daily basis riding around here, you know, in the fucking mountains of the Ozarks. People are driving down the road with two hands on the fucking phone, you know, driving with their knee looking straight down. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You know, but, you know, like you said, no one got hurt, luckily. I was 2 feet away from getting hurt, but, you know, no one got hurt, luckily, you know. And like I said, I just got over a severe case of the flu. I ended up in the hospital for part of a day, and it's just been, in the past 2 weeks, have just been hell for me. Then found out someone lifted my credit card number, was racking up all kinds of charges on it.
Where'd that happen?
I don't know. I've got Capital One's investigating right now. They put 2 charges on there. One from Macy's for $100-something, one from Nike for $100-something.
Here, local in your place? I mean, in your town?
No, one was from PayPal. Through PayPal, they did it. And then another one was something else. You know, it could have been the Equifax breach that put it out there. Who knows?
Yes.
I mean, just about every American's credit card number got put out there during that Equifax breach.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's why I don't keep any money in the bank. Fuck them. Damn,
dude. It's been a hell of a week for me, dude, but, you know.
And you sound like you're still froggy from the flu, you know, but I'm glad you made it through because it's killing a lot of motherfuckers across the country, so.
Well, you know, what the deal with me is from the radiation and chemo, I had my white blood cells were way down, and I got to the emergency room. The doctors threw me on a fucking bed and started sticking IVs in me, pumping everything in there, saying, dude, you don't have enough white blood cells to fight this off. We got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out of it, dude, and I swear to God, I was laying in bed and I seen a bright light over me, and I'm not making that up. I couldn't talk. I mean, I lost my voice for 2 days straight. My wife was trying to talk to me, and I could only use hand signals. I couldn't talk.
Damn, dude.
And you know, the doctor's like, you got in here just in time. They said, we got to get this blood cell count up, or you're going to be in trouble. They were completely honest with me. And then right after that, as soon as I start getting better, I get smacked by that old lady. So I'm like, fuck it, just take me now. God, I'm sick of this.
No, the Father's got you here for a reason, brother. If all this happened to you in less than 2 weeks, and you're sitting here talking to me now, you know,
it happened all within a week. Yeah. And so, you know, but I'm recovering. Things are getting better, man. It's just, it's life, I guess.
Fucking mercy, dude. All right, how are you, Lori? She went to sleep. Vaughn? How's your last couple of weeks going?
Brenda and I have been sick for probably going on 2-3 weeks. Flu. She went to the doctor, got antibiotics. It was nothing. Hacking and coughing, sneezing. Couldn't get up. Felt like somebody run me over the damn freight train. And it was all because it was a nice day. I went outside and they were spraying the shit out of the sky. In fact, I got it on video. I never put it up.
They haven't been spraying here too much. I saw a couple of trails yesterday working down at the river, and the rest of the day it was gorgeous until the rain came in, and then it's been raining for the last day and a half. But temperatures in the 60s, nice, mild, feels like spring, smells like spring. Flowers are starting to bloom. Yay! Anyway.
Yeah, we had some nice weather. We had, in fact, during the day I opened a couple windows for the cats so they can get some fresh air. It's been really, really nice. You know, we had a rain come in here the other night, and it wasn't just a rain. It was like a wave of rain. I mean, that wind was blowing hard, and the rain just come in like buckets. And then it just went away, you know, but that seems to be the norm now. You know, we don't get rain, we just get floods of it. And then I guess all the rivers here in Indiana are high.
Yeah, so, the rains that we got were like 3 inches at a shot. So yeah, I mean it was coming down pretty torrentially. The lake has risen rapidly. So yeah.
Well, I've been kind of laying back off of doing too much on the internet, kind of letting it kill itself, choke itself, and off.
Yeah, we're going to get into the whole YouTube censorship thing because they're off the hook with that shit right now, man. So
I know it.
we'll dive into all that later on in the show.
Yeah, I figured you was. That's why I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah.
Basically, I picked up this 2008 iMac. Guy wanted to get rid of it. I give him $150. I mean, it came with a mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, and that little deal that you play movies with. Every piece that came with it during new, you know.
Awesome.
And it's a nice one. I mean, I'm running El Capitan on it. It runs good.
Awesome.
And in fact, it's new enough. Well, the software is new enough. I'm running a Netgear mini Wi-Fi off of it on a cable because the Wi-Fi in them aren't worth a shit. Thank you very much, Apple asshole. So you get you a mini Netgear or whatever of the 5G, and you run that, and you can rock and roll. You got to remember, I get my Wi-Fi from the neighbor across the street. You know, that's a long distance.
Yeah, that's a pretty long grab for running Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here and I've got the browser open and I'm talking on here. So everything seems to be stable. Remember I told you I was having Wi-Fi problems? Well, some of that was attributed to some of the things that are going on right now. Okay, we'll get into that later, just how they're really racking and jacking everybody. But other than that, I had to change out or I had to fix the cable on the damn Jeep, which was a moment. I went to open the hood. I had just put a new cable on it, and it slips in a little groove on a little bracket on top of the hood there. And apparently, the little bastard jumped out of there. So I goes online and I asked, "Okay, how do you fix the cable?" Next thing they're talking about taking headlights out and shit. I said, "Lord, please no." Enter the Jeep and look up and see what you see.
Yeah.
Figure shit. My arm was just long enough to reach up there, grab a hold of the metal cable, give it a yank, and I was able to pull the one side and see what was going on. And believe it or not, I was able to reach back up there and put the other side, put that cable back in that little slot, ready to grab the cable and pop the other side, put it back together. Happy days.
Awesome.
But other than that, is I believe before you do something stupid, pause. Lord,
think about it. Yeah, think about it for a minute. Ask for some advice.
Right. But other than that, Jim, it's really been good. I took a ride on my that little orange fat-tired bicycle. Put a bigger seat on it and rode a couple times up and down the street with that. That was good exercise. Now that I feel like getting outside,
Yeah.
I know what Dave's talking about or anybody else that's had this flu. It is ass kicking.
Yeah.
We lost.
I haven't got that. See, that's why I don't go around people. I just don't. I don't like going around people. That's one of the reasons. I don't get sick very often. I don't catch bugs very often. I just do my thing.
We had a little 4-year-old pass.
And that's one thing about being trapped in a house full of other people too. If one person gets it, they spread it to somebody else, and it stays in the house for weeks.
Yeah,
it just keeps bouncing from.
My son gave it to me. My youngest son, my youngest son gave it to me. I gave it to my wife, and my wife gave it to my oldest son.
Yeah, somebody will bring it home from school, and then it's trapped inside your house for 2 weeks until everybody gets rid of it. So, welcome back, Lori.
I'm still here. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay, just checking on you.
The size of me, I'll let Lori take the floor.
How are you feeling? How's the cabin? All the new stuff.
I'm excited. I get moved. It's just been busy.
Awesome. Yeah. The rain has the rain subsided up there yet?
It rained today.
Again?
The rivers are going down finally. I know, like Louisville, Kentucky, and whatnot along the Ohio River. It's just been a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a lot of flooding up here, like Vaughn said, because we're not that far away from each other. But yeah, I can agree. A couple days ago, I just got hit with some kind of sinus thing, sneezing and all of that. But it didn't stop me. I just kept going. I just want to get moved.
I hear you. I'm right in the same spot. So I hear you. What's up, Lance? How you been? I haven't talked to you for a couple weeks either. I mean, we kind of texted back and forth, but
pretty good. No complaints.
Good.
None whatsoever. It's going pretty good.
How's work?
I kind of feel guilty after listening to everybody else here. I mean, it's going pretty damn good. I mean, You know, I bought a house. So I closed on it Friday. You know, promotion at work. So now everything's going well.
Awesome. What are you going to do with the place down by the lake or down by the ocean?
Well, that's my parents' place, the one I'm living in now.
Yeah, but I thought they wanted you to stay there until they came back from Germany.
It's been 3 years. They come back May.
No shit.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Wow, man, I've
been in the house for 3 years now.
Okay, never mind. I'm back from Never Neverland. Wow, dude, it does not seem like it's been that long ago that you were saying goodbye to him and blah blah blah.
I know, right? Yeah,
seems like
fucking years.
Fuck.
Yeah, you guys remember it too, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they come back. They'll be back first week of April to, you know, they're meeting some floor people here, ripping out all the carpets, redoing the floors.
Awesome.
So I got to be out of here, you know, in a month. So I bought a house directly across the street. I need a lawnmower and the trailer to move. I don't even have to get a moving truck.
Very cool, dude. That's very cool.
Yep.
So you're opposite of the water now.
I am. So in the mornings, I'll have coffee over here to watch the sunrise.
And then
when you go to the back of my house, it's overlooking the marsh and the water back there. So you see the sunset over the water behind my house, and I watch the sunrise over coffee. So it's coffee at my dad's house and beers at my house in the evening.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's going swimmingly for you then. That's kudos. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good deal. Charlie, did you make it on? I can't even see if you're here or not.
He's not.
He's not. Oh, somebody just picked up, though. That's 4. Nope.
Yeah, the 4 of us on here.
Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Ass clown. He was home all day from work, sick, supposedly. Wore himself out yesterday, and then just going to blow off the show. Okay, whatever.
He's probably watching the Hannity, which is what I was getting ready to watch.
Oh, God. All right, David, over to you. Let's jump into the stack of stuff.
All right, let's start here with North Korea. Article came out yesterday from the UN saying linking North Korea to Syria's chemical weapons program.
What the fuck ever.
And I've been watching this, and I'll say this with absolute certainty, and people can question me all you want. We're going to war, and this war is going to start at the end of March, beginning of April. And you know what? Trump just put out new sanctions where we're using the Coast Guard now, along with Singapore, Japan, South Korea, Australia, to pull over North Korean freighters on the high seas and board them at any given time. That's an act of war. And we're going to keep on. We're starting the full legal drills with South Korea first week of April after the Paralympics are over. And this is going to push Kim to his edge. That was his whole reasoning of trying to get in with South Korea is to prevent these drills from happening. And South Korea, as much as they want to be friends with Kim, they're our allies, and they're going to have this drill. Now, Moon, the president of South Korea, did state, he said, now, if he's able to get America and North Korea in the same room before these drills, the beginning of April, they'll be postponed again. But the United States says that probably isn't going to happen. They said that, little Kim isn't ready to give up his nukes. And the only way we'll talk to him is if he gives up his nukes. Complete denuclearization, tearing everything down. And that ain't going to happen. John Bolton, which is an unofficial advisor of Donald Trump, and they're talking about he's going to take H.R. McMaster's spot here in the next few weeks.
Who is?
It's national security.
Who?
John Bolton.
Oh, God.
Mr. Warhawk. Now, he put out an op-ed today in the Wall Street Journal, and these are a few things he said. He said it is perfectly legitimate for the United States to respond to the current necessity posed by North Korea's nuclear weapons by striking first. He also said preemption opponents argue that action is not justified because Pyongyang does not constitute an imminent threat. They are wrong. The threat is imminent. And so we're going to war. Trump, he laid out something last week saying that this is going to be more casualties than the world has ever seen in any war. He went out and directly said that. he's got a senator out there. I think his name is Jim Reich. He went to the Olympics with Trump's daughter, Ivanka, and he stated the other day that this is going to be a quick war, but it's going to be the most casualties we've ever seen.
They thought Iraq was going to be a quick war too. How fucking long were we in there?
Well, Trump's indicating he's going to nuke them. And they're saying this is going to be a quick war, but there's going to be more casualties.
And here comes China. Well, okay, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry, things are going through my head right now because I haven't been real honest to God, people. I haven't been paying any attention to the internet hardly at all for 2 weeks. You know, I've had my focus on someplace else. I haven't been paying any attention to half of this shit. So go ahead. Sorry.
But anyway, the senator said that it's going to be a relatively quick war, but it's going to be the most casualties that we've ever seen in this world in any war.
Lovely.
So that's obviously we're going to try to nuke them if this comes down to it. They're talking about evacuating Seoul. They said there's no way to do it. And they said if we tried to do it right off the bat, then little Kim would see that and he would strike first. He said at any time there's anywhere from 200 to 300,000 Americans in Seoul, and that basically only the evacuation is going to take place once this war starts. What else here with that? Like I said, it's a big thing that they're linking North Korea to Syria's chemical weapons program, saying that little Kim is selling like thermostats, thermometers, everything needed for chemical weapons.
So it's not Russia anymore? It's going to be blame Kim?
And the deal is this, is Kim and Iran, Syria, and North Korea have been dealing with each other for decades. It isn't a hidden thing. And, especially North Korea being the most sanctioned nation in the world, they do whatever they can to make a dollar.
Yep.
They don't care who they sell shit to. They'll sell shit to Somalia. They'll sell shit to Syria. They'll sell shit to Iran.
Still, dude, the only thing that I'm saying is that the information is coming from our government, and I don't believe anything our government says ever.
Well, it ain't that it's coming from our government. It's just it's a fact. I mean, it's from the time that I've been studying North Korea since 2000, and they're like I said, they're the most heavily sanctioned nation in the world. Yeah, and if you're in little Kim's shoes, you're going to make a buck any way you can. You don't give a shit whether it's legal, illegal. You need money.
I agree. Go ahead.
So you're going to do that. And so by them saying this really wasn't a surprise to me. I'm like, I've always known this. And, and so they're linking all this together. As they said, North Korea came out toward the end of the Olympics the other day and said they're ready to sit down and talk to us. But it's not going to be over their nuclear weapons. And Trump came right out immediately and said, no. That's the only way we will talk is over your nuclear weapons.
Are the Olympics over? I haven't even.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they got over the other day, and now the Paralympics are getting ready to begin in about a week, and so it's going to be in the same place as the Olympics. So this is why I'm saying this war is going to be the end of March or in April because the Paralympics are over toward the end of March.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks long, just like the Olympics. Okay.
And so we're not going to disturb that, and unless something just crazily happened, but I don't see that. So we're going to wait until end of March, April, between April and May period, I would say. And we're moving attack drones over to South Korea right now. I think that's how we're going to start it off. Is we're not going to fly jets or anything. We're going to fly drones over and take out certain targets. And I think as soon as we start flying the first drone over, they're going to start trying to move people out of Seoul as fast as they can. And they're not going to be fast enough, though.
Let me read a couple of things out of the chat here real quick. 6 Foot says our Navy's already waiting to shoot everything down before it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
David Howard says quick war, and then the fallout will be for years. Yes, that's exactly right. And then 6 Foot says, again, global warming may become a reality in a month. So, yeah, I imagine that if they start setting off nuclear weapons in the atmosphere, it's going to heat things up over there. So,
I think we're going to take out strategic targets. We've got a list of targets already made up, of course, that Mattis has, and we're going to try to drone them right off the bat. And little Kim's going to respond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to respond, and after that's when it starts going downhill.
So, as soon as we start dropping bombs over there, is Israel going to go after Iran, or how's that?
Well, the whole deal with that yesterday.
We'll get to that in a minute. You go ahead and finish on North Korea. We'll get to
with North Korea, like I said, we're going to do a naval blockade on, even though Trump says, it is a naval blockade. We shook hands with Australia's prime minister when he was in D.C. last week. Him and Trump signed the deal where they're going to, Australia, Singapore, Japan, South Korea are all going to do this. We're going to use our United States Coast Guard cutters to pull these ships over and to board them. So that right there is going to be, it won't be too long after that. South Korea, President Moon, as bad as he wants no, he doesn't want war in the Korean Peninsula, and you can't blame him. But he knows the writings on the wall. He knows that the Great Satan is going to get their war regardless. Yeah. And he can't stand up to the military-industrial complex. And so
Putin and China can.
China can, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Like I said, there's been talk that we've talked to China about all this, several months ago, and told China, we don't even want Kim gone. We just want to secure his nuclear weapons. Then once we secure them, we'll sit down with you, China, and we'll decide what we're going to do with them.
And Russia's on top of it. Russia deployed the Su-35 down in Syria to get its legs wet, in a wartime atmosphere. The brand new Sukhoi that they've got, the fighter. Mm-hmm. So
they're claiming they're not using them for bombing yet. They're using them for tracking and everything else, trying out the tracking systems.
Yeah, they're getting their feet wet.
But anyway, back to North Korea here. So this looks imminent with North Korea, and that's just no way about it, man. This is going to be your next war, and it's going to spread to everything. Like I've been saying for a while now, it's going to spread globally. It's just going to go, and so I'll leave it there with North Korea. Now you move over to Israel and Iran. Israel yesterday published 2 satellite images of an Iranian base that was just built on the outskirts of Damascus that stores, they say, long-range and medium-range missiles for Hezbollah and the Al-Quds Brigade out of Iran. Now, they had a base just like this toward the end of last year, and Israel completely destroyed it and almost started a war with that. So what Israel's doing is putting these 2 satellite images out, basically telling the world what the next target is for them. And so Israel's going to hit this base. Netanyahu was already complaining yesterday that America is not doing enough to get Iran out of Syria, so Israel's going to have to take care of business on their own if they have to. Netanyahu is going to be in D.C., I believe, tomorrow to personally meet with Trump and ask him with help to get Iran out of Syria.
Does he have any international warrants that we can pick him up on?
I don't know what's going on with that, but
they're gonna. I got a bad. I got a bad feeling. I got a good feeling, bad feeling for Netanyahu, but I got a good feeling that he's going to wind up in a jail cell.
He's got with these corruption charges at the ass. He's beat him 2 or 3 times before, so who knows?
I don't. We'll see. Go ahead. Sorry.
So he's going to ask Trump for more help with getting Iran and Hezbollah out of Syria. And, Trump basically told Netanyahu already, we've got bigger fish to fry, i.e. North Korea.
He's probably going to ask him for a spot on his administration in 2022 because he won't be president over there in Israel, I think, by then.
Well, this is the way I see it, is we're going to go to war with North Korea. Israel's going to go to war with Iran. And, we're going to be dealing with China and North Korea on one front, and Israel's going to be dealing with Russia and Iran on the other front. And it's all going to combine together. And, there's just no way around it, the way this is going now. And
UK was supposed to come out with some data that they are preparing for war with Russia, China, and North Korea.
Well, UK announced yesterday that if they find out that Assad is still using chemical weapons, that they will strike Syria along with France and America, the same 3 that did Libya. And so you've got America, France, and UK now saying that
the last time the U.S. tried to say that Assad used chemical weapons, they came out themselves and said we have no evidence whatsoever to the claims that we made. So fuck, man, whatever. Just everybody keep following the lies, keep believing all the lies. Whatever, whatever. They're going to have, like you said at the beginning of your whole spiel, they are going to have this war, whether anyone likes it or not. It's going to happen.
Exactly it. It's just, and I'm going to sidestep here. What you're seeing with the gun issue ties right along with this. This is
the
the
whole
New World
Parkland
Order
shooting and
making
shit,
their
man.
move.
Yeah, we'll jump into that later too, because
we'll
that's
jump
going to
into
take.
that. And this is the New World Order making its move. And I've been joking on Facebook about the New World Order, but I've been doing it in a way where I'm serious. You know, the New World Order is very real. They're making their move. We're going to be fucking destroyed either from the inside out or the outside in.
We've been We've been living in the New World Order already for years and years and years. They're just making things more tyrannical. And it's going at an exponential pace right now. The whole YouTube debacle where everybody's getting their fucking channels terminated and shit, that's all part of it too. They're trying to silence the people that are trying to spread the truth. And it's, well, go ahead. We can dive in now because it might take 90 minutes to hash all this fucking shit out on this show. You know, we're not going to come up with any answers because they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do whenever the fuck they want to do it.
Well, you know, the Syrian ambassador came out today, Jafari, and in the UN, and this is what he said today. He said the Syrian government has information that terrorists are planning a chemical attack to accuse the Syrian army. Added the terrorists have strict instructions from Western and Turkish intelligence agencies.
Yeah, the CIA.
To fabricate a terror attack before March 13th. And I can believe that because as soon as there's a chemical attack, America, Britain, and France are just going to start leveling what's left of Damascus. And that's going to kick off biblical prophecy. And so
it ain't going to take long because there ain't much left of Damascus.
No, there isn't much left. But at the same time, this war with North Korea is going to go down, and we're not going to know which way to look. You know, I'm not worried about nuclear weapons. My biggest concern is cyber attacks. And we're going to have some over, and there's going to be parts of the grid that go down, whether it's from North Korea for real, which they've got a very favorable cyber army. They're the ones that did the Sony hack. But also it could be a false flag. But either way, when you're sitting in the dark, you're going to have no idea what's going on. You know, and that's the way they want it. So I'm not worried about nukes. I'm worried about parts of the grid going down.
And biological attacks.
And biological attacks. There was one on a military base yesterday.
I really don't give a shit about the grid because I know how to cook and survive and make my own power and whatever. You know, I'm not worried about the grid going down so much. And I really don't give a damn about the internet anymore. But it's, you know, the biological attacks and you know, if there is nuclear war, the nuclear fallout that's going to follow that shit, and then the mass migration of stupids after all that.
Well, there was a bio attack on a military base right outside of D.C. yesterday. And it, you know, they opened up a letter. 3 people ended up in the hospital. 11 others got very ill.
What was in the
They're envelope? Not saying. They're not saying. And it contaminated a whole building on the base, and everyone that was in there got sick from this one letter. And so they're already testing the waters. And so, you know, I was on a show earlier today around 1 o'clock. This guy's show I've never been on before, and I talked about all this. And like I tell people, you can believe me or not, I don't care. But the writing is on the wall if you're paying attention to what's fixing to happen. And there's a shitstorm coming, and there's no way around this because this is a war that they want. This is a war they're going to have, and we're going to be the ones paying the price. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, the people on the Korean Peninsula, that, you know, you're talking millions are going to be killed over there between Japan, South Korea, North Korea, parts of China. It's going to be horrific. And then when you get to the Middle East, that's just all going to be blown up. And like you said, Russia is preparing for this war over there. They're sending in their top jets now over there and stationing them. We still want Assad gone. We said it again the other day. You know, we've got about 2,000 soldiers in northern Syria and like 2 or 3 different smaller outpost bases just waiting to go.
You guys got to remember, too, that Putin's got some payback coming. He's got some retribution coming because we fucked up a bunch of his people over in Syria.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with some airstrikes. We put a bunch of boys in boxes over there, a bunch of Russian boys in boxes.
They're saying between 200 to 300.
Yeah. So, you know, he's got some retribution that he's prepping for.
Yeah. He didn't say a word after that happened, too. He kept real quiet.
Yep.
The only thing he said is these guys weren't regular military. They're mercenaries. Some of them were Russian citizens, and that's all he pretty much said.
And I want to address Addie. I'm not saying that I believe anything coming from the government. The reason that I said the thing that I said about the whole weapons attack and them saying that they had no is just to show how stupid our government is. You know, one hand says this and the other hand says that. That's all I was getting at. I don't believe anything they say, ever. Not ever. Let's see what we got going on in the chat room here. The governments of the world are actually one entity that are pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. That came from 6 Foot. Yeah, you're right. They're all on the same team, and it ain't ours. Let's see.
You know, we also came out today, and we said that Russia is violating its duty to halt Syria's use of chemical weapons. It says Washington points to evidence that Syria used chlorine gas in recent weeks. U.S. disarmament ambassador says Moscow is in violation of its commitment.
Saint's asking a good question in the room here, just real quick. Why isn't the Vatican stepping up about the destruction of Damascus? That's a very good question, Saint. That's a very good question. With that being a biblical city and everything, you'd think that Pope Frank would come out and say something, but no. He don't care.
No, he doesn't care.
No. Go ahead.
But it says Russia's violated its duty to guarantee the destruction of Syria's chemical weapons and prevent the Assad government from using poisonous gas, the United States said today. It's saying that Syria signed up to the international ban on chemical weapons in 2013 as a part of a deal brokered by Moscow to avert U.S. airstrikes in retaliation for a nerve gas attack that killed hundreds of people, which Washington blamed on Damascus. It says, in years that followed, Syria's declared stockpile of banned poison gases was destroyed by international monitors. It says, U.S. said last year that Syria again used the banned nerve gas sarin. And President Donald Trump ordered airstrikes, which when he hit that little air base, it didn't do much damage. It says, Washington has since says it has evidence that Syria has used chlorine gas in attacks in recent weeks. Rescue workers and medics on the ground describe residents choking on fumes after airstrikes. It says, unlike nerve gas, chlorine is legal for countries to possess for water purification and other civilian purposes, but using it as a weapon is banned. So we're coming out and saying that Russia broke the promise, Assad's still using chemical weapons, and now everybody's fixing to pay a price.
Sorry,
so
I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at something.
This is going to get messy between North Korea and China and Russia and Syria and Iran.
What happened to North Korea being all kumbaya and let's all hug each other and shit when the start of the Olympics was going on and they wanted
still going on,
walk around underneath the same flag?
America's been pushing it. America's told North Korea, we think you're bullshitting.
So like we said at that time, the Koreas are going to try to unify and we're not going to have it. Right? I mean, they're still trying to unify. Are they still trying to unify the peninsula and all that? Is he still talking about all that?
Yeah, and the deal is we told President Moon, President Moon wants talks. He wants America to sit down with North Korea. President Moon was invited to Pyongyang by Little Kim during the Olympics. They asked him to come as soon as possible, that Little Kim wants to sit down and talk to him. But America told him, no, you can't do that.
I don't know if I'd have gone either. I don't know. I'd have said, hey, I appreciate the invite. You come on over here, and we'll sit down in my office, but no, I'm not going over across that DMZ. No.
But Moon wants reconciliation.
Well, I know.
More than ever.
He's got all those families, man. There's millions of families that have been separated by the DMZ for how long now? 50 years, 60 years?
But America told him. They said, here's the condition, dude. You can have your reconciliation as soon as Kim gives up his nuclear weapons.
Ain't happening.
That's what we told him.
Yeah.
We told Moon, sorry, dude, we understand what you're saying, but if Kim's got nukes, he's a direct threat to America, and we're not going to deal. And we're going to deal with that. And so Moon is hamstrung. He's hamstrung. As much as he wants to tell us to go suck a dick, he knows that he can't do it. There's too much that goes on between both of us. And so he's just sitting. I feel sorry for the guy. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. You don't tell America, the great Satan, to go pound sand. You just don't do it.
No, it hadn't worked out for anybody in the past.
Nope. And so I feel bad for them. I really do, man.
I got to tell you,
bad
though,
for all those people that are going to die over there.
with all that being said, and yeah, I know this war is going to be fucking horrific, man. Especially if we start off with nuclear weapons right off the bat. That's just going to be that's insanity.
Well, Trump's been asking his generals about using low yield nukes. He's like, I want to use a nuke that'll do damage but not create that much fallout.
Whatever, man. Try high explosives then. You know,
yeah.
Why do you have to pull the nuclear card? Why don't you just
got a
use
fascination
conventional
with
high
nuclear
explosives? You know, they got the Moab. Why don't you just drop a couple of them around there and make some big craters in the fucking ground? You know what? Whatever.
Well,
they're going to do what they want to do.
We're not going to go nuclear right off the bat. We're going to do some strategic drone strikes, and then it's all going to roll downhill after that. And who knows how long before nukes, if they ever get used. I hope not. I mean, we could do a cyber attack in North Korea and knock what grid they got down, and you know, they're already in the dark pretty much, you know. And so, but they said that, you know, we will be using bunker busters because some of these facilities are underground. And but the deal is, as soon as we drop one bomb on North Korea, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, they're going to start shelling the shit out of South.
Oh yeah,
and they'll throw whatever they got at everything they can find on their fucking radar. So.
Now North Korea does have the largest chemical weapons program in the world as of right now. They have the largest amount of any kind of chemical weapon there is, and they're going to use it. Believe me, we go to war, they're going to use it. They're going to shoot shit across to the south. They're going to shoot stuff toward Japan.
Where's their subs? Where's their subs?
They're all there, I guess. I don't know how many are out.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, you know, that's things you got to take into consideration.
Oh yeah, man, and it's going to be shit city, and it's like Trump and them have been putting out. The body count's going to be something we've never seen before. And it's a shame. A lot of our soldiers are going to be sacrificed over there.
Yep.
What do we got? Like 27,000 over there right now, and they're all going to be sacrificed.
Did you say earlier there's 300,000 Americans in Seoul?
They said any given day there's between 200 to 300,000 Americans in Seoul.
Wow, dude. It's like what, 5 million people, 6 million people?
12 million people.
12? Wow, okay, it's bigger than I thought.
Now, we built that new $1 billion base to the south of the capital of Seoul to put all of our tanks and stuff. That way, when Seoul gets leveled, we can still move our tanks out. So we moved all of our big tanks, all of our main battle tanks, to that new base we built. I can't remember if it's what the name of the place is, but it's a $1 billion base we just built, and we built it specifically for that reason, out of shelling range of North Korea. And so we'll be moving all of our tanks once South Korea gets leveled. We'll be moving our tanks in from the rear and coming that way. And it's going to be a ground war. The only way we can secure these nukes is to send in troops. So it's going to be a bloody ground war. Bloody.
They're saying that my voice is like half a minute off of the video. That's got to be unnerving for you people in chat, man. Like the voice is live? Is that what you guys are telling me? The voice is ahead of the video, the voice is live, and the video's got the delay?
Welcome to the way we see it.
Right? Right. Well, you guys can't see me, though, can you? Unless you're watching chat? Unless you're watching YouTube.
I watch it on the laptop while I'm listening.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm always, your voice is 30 seconds. You're making hand gestures, and then we're talking about something else when you're making hand gestures on the screen.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Right. Here's some breaking news that just came out from South Korea just now from PBS.
Oh, God, here we go.
It says, South Korea very much worried by possible U.S. military strike in North Korea, says advisor. Says a senior policy advisor to the South Korean president says his country is very much worried about American unilateral military action on North Korea in a possible full-blown escalation conflict. It says Moon Chung-in, the South Korean president's senior foreign policy and unification advisor and a seasoned diplomat, told the PBS NewsHour's Judy Woodruff that the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang reopened all kinds of communication between North and South Korea, which hadn't existed until talks about completing a unified North Korean flag began in December. But anyway, he said, South Korea's response to provocations from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was sharply different than those of President Donald Trump's administration. It says basically here, it says the American threat perception has been heightened over the last year, but it goes on to say, like you said, they're very much worried about possible U.S. military strike on North Korea and unilateral action by us that will create a full-blown escalation conflict. And they're right. All the signs are out there, everybody. And
it's like we said 15 minutes ago, man. They are going to have their war. They're going to have
it. It's out there. They can be more in your face than what they are with this right now.
I actually think that they are throwing their final cards out, everybody. I think that they are down to the wire, and they're throwing their final card. They can't push the stock market very much higher without people knowing that it's complete bullshit. You know, the cryptocurrencies aren't going anywhere, I don't think. They're going to be a pain in their ass for a long time, and they don't want it. They don't want it. The only thing they got left is to take everybody to war and start all over. They want their world currency.
Henry Kissinger's a real close confidant of Donald Trump, and of course, Henry Kissinger is part of the swamp. He is part of the New World Order.
Satan's left nut.
He's part of the Rothschilds, and so this is the Rothschilds telling Trump, "We want this war." You know, if it would have been Hillary, the Bilderbergs wanted war through Russia. The Rothschilds want war through China and North Korea. And so Trump is just doing what he's being told to do. And like I said, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying facts are facts. He takes his messages from the Rothschilds. Henry Kissinger delivers them to him. He's always on the phone with Kissinger, and the stories are always out there published for everybody to see for themselves.
Well, even Taiwan's readying themselves. They feel like they're going to be caught up in this mess too. Taiwan.
They are.
Oh yeah, Taiwan. China's going to make a move on Taiwan right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nothing good's going to happen over on that side of the Pacific.
Everybody's going to make their moves, and like I said, this is going to lead all the way to the Middle East to a war with Israel, Iran, Hezbollah, America. We start Juniper Cobra 2018 drill next week with Israel. We already have.
Where are we getting the money to run all these motherfucking drills, man? We are $20+ trillion in debt. We got no money or time to be fucking around playing war.
Well, this is why they're having war, because we're 20 trillion in debt.
Well, yeah, because they know that we're getting ready to get our fucking asses kicked. You know, we have to go to war with little bitty tiny fucking places like North Korea and Syria and Iran and Libya, and because if we go up against somebody big like Russia or China, we're going to get our ass handed to us. So there you have it. You know, we're going to go over there. Yeah, we're going to go over there and stroke our cock while we fuck up a bunch of North Koreans for a couple of days, and then when China catches wind of something bad happening, you know, really bad, like them catching some radiation or something, then Katie bar the door.
Yeah, and Russia's close to North Korea too.
They're going to take on Russia and China. They are going to take out Russia and China. I guarantee it. It's going to be a tough deal. That's what his plan is. That's what he's got set in motion.
Well, this is why Trump said we're
through Europe. They're going to come through. They're going to come through Europe, come through Asia, and they're going to take out China and Russia.
Who's going to do that?
All the allies of America. That's why the UK is involved in this. Anybody and everybody. Australia. They're even conjuring up Australia into this motion.
Even Canada's in on this. Canada just sent their first ship in like 50 years to the Korean Peninsula.
I saw that one too, yeah.
You know, the UK is sending a ship over to the Korean Peninsula.
If they think that they're going to have a cakewalk going through Russia, they got another thing coming, because Putin's been planning this shit for a couple of years now. You know, he's been seeing the writing on the wall for a long time, because we've been talking about it here on this fucking show. And you've been talking about it on your show, Dave.
Yep.
It's not, I mean, this is going to be a long, drawn-out, holy shit kind of event.
Well, we just completed another
all
drill
prophesized in the Bible, if you read it.
Our troops just completed another big drill the other day over in Guam, practicing beach landings. And it was, I don't know how many Marines, but there was a lot of different people involved in that, too. And we just had another one with Singapore and over there called Cobra Gold, practicing amphibious landings. And so, our troops are going to be storming the beaches of Normandy again, except it's going to be in North Korea.
And they're going to be tired as fuck because they've been at war for 15 years already. It just boggles me, man. It just
Listen, guys, I got to go get my wife, but I'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Okie dokie, man. Drive careful, please.
I've got more news to go over, too, once I get back.
Right on. We'll be here.
All right, man.
Holy shit. Lance, add in something here, man. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on all of this?
It ain't good. I mean, I'm just, I've been watching TV. I mean, I watch, the news in the morning. I just watch the brainwashing that's going on. This last shooting in Florida, all of the gun things.
Oh, you guys want to dive into that?
You've got so much shit going on around the world that's important, and there's two things dominating late night talk shows, all mainstream media, news channels, and it's Jared Kushner, Russian collusion, and now taking away, advocating for gun rights
gun control
more. I sit back there and I watch it every day, and I'm like, how can these people not see that they're being fed a line of bullshit so thick? And people obviously watch it. That's why it's on TV.
Because the brainwashing works, man. The brainwashing has worked.
Holy shit! It's just
I've seen people. When I tell people that I haven't had TV for the better part of 10 years now, I haven't watched TV. They're like, "How the hell what do you do?" What do you mean? What do I do? I live. I do other things. I sit in front of the computer entirely too much, but I do other things. And I'm just about done with the whole internet thing. I'm just about I've about had it. I've about had it with the control network that they've got over everybody.
It's really amazing. There's more and more stuff on. I had the conversation last time we were on about the phone and how you're tracked, and you don't even have to do anything, and they know every fucking thing about you. And this whole thing with the wiretapping and this Steele dossier, the only people talking about it is Fox, and that's the station I watch. So that the level
you gave up on A. Cooper?
The what?
You gave up on Anderson Cooper?
But the level of intrusion that we've allowed upon ourselves.
We didn't allow shit.
Dude, shame on us.
I never got asked. I never got asked if it was okay if they tracked me.
You willingly signed up for it when you signed a contract for your iPhone. You willingly signed up for it when you downloaded Google to your phone. We have willingly done this to ourselves.
Well, I agree with that whole legalese thing. I agree with that. But I do have to say this. When you're dealing with large corporations like this, when it comes to buying a phone, getting a cell phone, whatever, signing up for the internet, whatever, you have what's known as an expectation of privacy, and they completely violated that.
No, and where that first kind of went away was on closed circuit TVs in the city or in the store. So they have already concluded that when you're in a public place, you have no right to privacy because you're being filmed 24/7 no matter where you
but
are,
they got there's some of them got around
TV
that, and it might have just
in a mall or whatever. It
might have just been because of the circumstances behind it, but the upskirt photos. Remember those back in the day? How everybody was going around trying to get upskirt.
They still do them now.
Right. Okay. But there was a couple of cases won by women because even though they were in a public space, They still
Right.
had a certain expectation of privacy, and they won their case. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether they were in a public space or not and being filmed by cameras in the place that they were at, whatever, they still won their case. So you still, even though you're out in public.
In an upskirt thing, that's a little bit different of a
Right,
scenario.
right. But it's like somebody kicking open the door to the fucking dressing room that you're in a Macy's or whatever. So you have a certain expectation of privacy.
Well, you waive it though. I mean, that's the thing.
I know by signing
we've
those contracts. I know, I get that.
Right, we've all waived it. So, I mean, that's what they were talking about on CBS the last time I was on. Is that, you know, when you go to it, you're being tracked no matter where you go, and you could waive yourself out of it or whatever it's called, you know, opt out of it. But then the next time you do an update, you're back into it, and then you have. So they got you.
Sorry, I'm reading chat. Yeah, they do. And it's the same way that they're going to get everybody with the AI and the robots that are coming is they're going to suck them into it. They're going to say, hey, man, we talked about this on the last show a couple weeks back. You want this little robotic slave to do all your dirty shit around the house, don't you? So you can go out and with the boys and play pool or watch football or what, you know what I mean? You're going to want to have this thing. So go ahead and pre-order yours now. And you know, we'll ship it to you when we get them all fixed up.
Well, I mean, like, you know, I told
look,
you
they stand in line to buy a fucking iPhone that's tracking them everywhere they go. They're going to buy it.
Everywhere.
They're going to buy it. Look at what they look at the shit that they do at Christmas time. You know, come on, they're going to buy it. They're just like they're going to suck up this 5G. Because they're going to promote that to everybody. Like, you can go anywhere in the world that you want to go, and you'll always have a signal, and you'll always be able to text your friends, and you'll always be able to watch your YouTube videos, and you'll always be able to be on Facebook. It doesn't matter where you're at. You could be in a cave 60 feet underground, and we'll still find you. And they're going to love it. They're going to go, fucking A, man, I got Wi-Fi everywhere now. Fucking A.
You know, it's funny at work, they're installing this self-service kind of food vending thing. They stock it once a day or every other day with sandwiches. And so it's this new high-tech wall with nothing but food, drinks, everything else. It's this new concept. And they're putting it in because, you know, I'm in the headquarters building now. I got me a fancy office and everything.
Wow.
But they're
Are you on the 32nd floor?
Put it out. Do what?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then, so they put it out on our internal webpage that this thing's opening up soon. And, you know, there's no people there. So you can pay with your debit card or cash or whatever. And then the last option was thumbprint or fingerprint. You can register and then it'll just, you know, have it on payroll deduction or whatever it is. I can't remember, you know, on the fingerprint. And I was like, ooh, cool. I can't wait to sign up for that. I was like, I'm a sheep. I can't wait to sign up for that shit.
God, they got you.
I know. I thought of everybody.
You're the only awake person I know
I thought
that's been sucked back into the fucking Matrix.
And all the listeners, when I read that, and I said, oh, I can't wait. Yeah, Automat, huh? That's what it is, Automat. But we don't have anything like that around here. So I can't wait to register my thumbprint or my fingerprint or whatever. If they'd let me get an RFID chip, I'd probably do that too. But
you're so full of shit, dude.
I wouldn't do that one.
I got fingerprinted when I was down in Houston when I was driving record down there.
You know, I mean, the shit. I got fingerprint. I was in the military. Man, they got everything on me.
They got our blood. Fuck yeah.
And I've been arrested.
They got hair follicles and shit from me in the military. They did all that crap too. Yeah,
I got to get, every time I switch jobs in the mortgage industry, or every 5 years, I got to get fingerprinted and background checked once a year.
Because you're licensed
check once a year.
Yeah, you're bonded and all that shit, right? You're licensed and bonded and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I am. So I mean, it's not like I can't hide. So I'll put my fingerprint out there.
One of these days, Lance is going to be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm tied into the system." Twist the shit out of the back of your neck. I'm free now.
Damn right. Ain't right.
Hey, man, you just dropped your bong. What the fuck?
Now I'm grabbing a bottle of ginger beer.
Oh.
Some Finneman's ginger beer.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Man, it's the best.
They're cold.
You turned me on to it. I've never had it before. You turned me on to it.
It's good shit. Good shit.
Yeah, it really is.
It's fucking expensive, though, man. And where the... Where's my bacon?
$3 a bottle. It's a huge bottle, though.
Where's my bacon?
Man, I ain't made any. I'm too fucking busy.
It's been years, dude. You promised me years ago.
Yeah, I'll get you some.
Whatever. Just bring the smoker over here and drop it off, dude.
I know, right?
Hell, we just got a big damn lady. Get you some bacon.
Mm-hmm.
He's been promising to come over here and have a vacation for 3 fucking years.
Yeah, it has been that because I've been here 3 years.
I promise, man, I'm coming this spring. I promise, man, I'm coming this fall. I promise, man, I'm coming after winter. I've been hearing that for a long time. No, Addie, his daughter ate the last package that was supposed to come to my house, and that's been forever ago. That was before she went to France or whatever.
Holland, yeah.
Holland,
I went to Holland, France, and Germany.
Yeah, her and her friends ate my bacon.
I have been making some jerky, so I will throw some more of that out there.
Sweet. Uh-oh. There must be a critter in the backyard.
Oh, is that your alarm?
Mm-hmm. The one out back here. Either that or
the black van down the street.
Well, no, down the street's way the fuck out yonder, so I ain't worried about that. But it's either that or ninjas sneaking up to assassinate me here in just a second. So you guys will find out. If I drop off the screen, you'll know why. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Kung Fu and Ninja are laying in the other room on there. They're all right.
Right.
I haven't sent them on parole yet, or prowl yet.
Lori, are you awake over there? Lori, are you awake? No, she fell asleep.
I'm awake.
Oh no, she's awake. Holy cow! Let me drag you into the program for just a minute before you do actually start drooling on your pillow. Let me.
I don't drool.
Bullshit! You don't drool. Pfft. Everybody drools on their pillow when they're hard sleeping.
Nope.
Whatever. Let's dive into this whole gun grab, this recent gun grab from Parkland, Florida, and just as a NRA, you're not a spokesperson or anything. You're not like Dana Loesch or whatever, but as an instructor and someone that's been carrying a weapon forever, let me get your whole take on this. I mean, because they're pushing this one hard.
I don't understand why. I think I think they're trying to cover up issues that need resolved, and just using the gun grab for it.
Here's the one thing I don't understand:
the background check being taken care of. This kid. I understand
39 times. The local sheriff's department and police departments in the area had contact with this family 39 times.
It was up to 45.
Whatever.
But I think
if it's over 10,
directly involved him.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, how many fucking people had to drop the ball and they're still blaming the NRA?
I understand, but there's an agenda here.
Go ahead. I'll shut up and let you talk. Go ahead.
That. But why hasn't that been taken care of? Why, that section of it, and why the fuck would 4 sheriff deputies stay outside the school and not go in and engage?
Whoa, hang on. There was a teacher that gave an interview to ABC News that said that she walked out of her classroom and 20 feet away from her down the hallway was a cop dressed in full body armor, blowing the shit out of the school with an automatic weapon. So the reason that the other sheriffs were standing outside is because they knew half of their cronies were inside shooting up the fucking school.
I saw the interview.
They had the trial, okay? The first alarm, they sounded the fire alarm. They had the first trial. Well, when the second fire alarm went off, that's when the officers removed their asses from the premises because it knew that at that point it was going live.
There was a helicopter footage also of a SWAT team coming out the back of the school and loading all their heavy armor and all their heavy weapons in the back of a pickup truck out of the back of the school while the shooting was going on, while everybody else was showing up out front. So this whole thing stinks. Now I'm not saying that nobody got killed. I'm not saying nobody got killed. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that this is not what they're saying it is. Not at all.
Well, and I totally agree with that. And then you start going down the rabbit trail, and we've discussed this.
Where's the film footage? Where's the video footage from inside the school? All these schools have video cameras. Where is the fact footage?
That they're getting money. Well, they're also the school's getting money to erase the records of the kids, so that way they get federal funding for this.
Yeah,
and it makes their records look better. Hence the reason, 45 visits later, nothing had been logged in, so this kid would get flagged. Then you start digging around and you find out that the superintendent of the school system down there, hence came from Chicago, by the way. His brother works for the Department of Education in the financial aid department. He oversees all the financial aid for the United States in the Department of Education in Washington. What kind of money, my question is, what kind of money are they funneling through this school system? Debbie Wasserman Schultz lives in that county, the same area that the 9/11 hijackers did their flight training on. I mean, it's just one thing after another after another. The fucking second guy, if this sheriff gets taken down, check and find out who the next guy in line is, because he's a fucking Muslim who is in charge of care down there in that county.
Almost.
I mean, this stinks all the way around.
Welcome back, Dave.
All the way around.
Almost $50 million flowed into Newtown, Connecticut within months of the Sandy hoax incident. $50 million. So, yeah, I mean, I just... I don't know. We're talking. Welcome back, David. We're talking about the whole Parkland, Florida thing.
Well, they're getting ready to go to the floor with a bill to say that any weapon that will shoot 150 rounds within 7 or 8 minutes needs to be banned. That means all long rifles and all pistols.
That's every single gun made. That's every single gun made. Every single gun made. I can take any weapon that you want to give me, except for maybe a tube stuffer, a fucking flintlock or something, and fire 150 rounds in 7 minutes. That's ridiculous, man. These fucking senators, I watched part of that CNN debacle that was on TV with all the question and answers from the Sandy Hook, or from the students at Parkland, and what. Oh, God, it made me sick to my stomach to listen to that garbage.
Well, they're running everybody high on emotion right now for knee-jerk reactions, and it's exactly what they're getting.
It is so blatantly fake.
But that's because we can take a breath and step back and see it. Most of the people out there are running high on emotion.
Let's talk about this Hogg character, man. Do you guys believe that he was actually a student at that school, or do you think that he graduated in California back in 2015?
I think he's a shill.
He's in the school book. He graduated in California. He's in the yearbook.
Yeah, his father's a fucking FBI agent. Because you're never an ex-FBI agent. And what about the little girl with the shaved head and all that, man? She looks just like some Hollywood character that's out there now playing the "I'm not a boy or a girl, I'm an it."
Well, yeah, that's a real play right there on people. She's been identified in several different areas already.
It just, the whole thing fucking stinks, man. It doesn't pass the smell test. I don't buy it for a minute. I'm not saying that nobody got slaughtered in that school, but, just like Sandy Hook, unless I see verifiable evidence of something happening in there, and then they want to tear the place down all of a sudden already? Oh, come on, man.
Covers up all the evidence. But the sheriff and the Muslim Islamic religion, whatever,
Yeah.
is so
Going to
prevalent
the
down there.
mosque.
They don't care about our kids.
No.
And this is not going to be the last time that this happens.
No.
Our kids are expendable to them. You see, they put bombs on their own children. They're you know.
Bolt action rifles can fire 150 rounds in 7 minutes. That's what, NASA said that too. That's every gun ever made. That senator knows completely dick about fucking weapon. I don't give a shit if it's single action, double action, bolt action. I know guys that can use flintlocks and pipe stuffers that are pretty fucking good too. They can get off 7 or 8 rounds in a minute. They're fast as shit loading them jackets down that barrel. So, it's ridiculous that they even open their mouths. If you don't know what you're talking about, learn how to shut the fuck up. The Senator Bill Nelson, he looks like...
Well, here, let's throw Trump out here under the bus. How is it that the only thing that he could find to pick on was the officer that left the building, where there was actually 4 of them, and didn't get involved themselves in this activity? He did not bring to the forefront that there was a drill going on earlier that morning. Why did he bring it up?
The Sheriff Israel. You're talking about Sheriff Israel. Look, he tried to put all of the blame on those officers that were standing around outside when he got questioned about that. He said, "That's not my responsibility. Those men showed up to that call on their own accord, and it's their call as to whether or not they're going to respond." Well, number one, shit might roll downhill, but responsibility goes to the top. So regardless of what you feel, Sheriff Israel, you are responsible for those officers' actions because they are under your command. So, suck that shit up, Buttercup. But,
Q put a picture out with him and Hillary, so that tells you who he's in bed with. But what I'm saying is Mr. Trump knew there was a drill that day. He had privy to that information. He didn't say a damn thing about it. Therefore, he just created a dilemma to the people, the American people, and then he says everybody should have a right to defend themselves, and I believe in the Second Amendment. But then again, he talks out of one side and out the other. You know what I mean? He's a typical who he is.
Well, my question is this: I watched that whole thing with Trump having that televised meeting with all those senators and stuff today over the gun stuff. And the thing he said was, I think we should take guns first and then basically do course later. And he said, basically, if I think you're crazy, now who decides on who's crazy other than a court of law? But he's saying that we need to take guns from the crazy people first and then ask questions later. Now, I could be considered crazy. You could be considered crazy. This is a fine line that what Trump is stating now. Is that if you're considered crazy from whoever, your gun is gone.
Shall not
Trump supporters were fucking blindsided.
Infringed. There are 4 words at the end of the Second Amendment that squash everything coming out of Washington right now. Shall not be infringed. My right to defend myself and my property and my family comes from no man. My right to self-defense comes from my God. And no man will take that right from me. I don't give a shit what your feelings are.
It also states a man that does not defend his family is not worthy of the justice that will fall upon him. Let me tell you, if you're not willing to stand up when this time comes, you better think twice about it. Pull the trigger. Hey, fuck them people. I'm sorry I hate to start cussing in the middle of this game, but it pisses me off when I think about what they're trying to do here. They're talking about giving a voting right to 16-year-olds because they've already got them convinced, and not a lot of them, but some of them, convinced that weapons are dangerous. They're even boycotting going to school until the guns are removed. I mean, can't you see what's going on here? Do they want the guns? They want us in the same asylums and the guns taken away. That's exactly what they want.
So here, by standard what is it, federal regulation for schooling. If these kids miss more than 72 hours, they're considered delinquent and tardy or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know I've never had a kid in school, so I don't know what the terminology is. But I know that if they miss more than a week and they're unexcused, don't they start going after the parents or something? Are they just going to let all that Okay. So.
And they're also trying to push to have every kid in school tested for emotional issues.
Fucking whatever, man. This is going so 1984, people. It's just mind-boggling, and the fact that the 90% of this country's not going, what the fuck, is blowing me away even more.
Well, your Trump supporters just got rear-ended from their God, and of course they don't know what to say about this now. It was all Hillary's going to do this, Hillary's going to do that, Well, look what Trump is doing.
Yeah, fuck. Yes.
Look what Trump is doing.
And I
throw this in every Trump supporter's face out there. Look what your God is fucking doing. Hillary's not taking the guns. Donald Trump is.
That's like this whole Q thing. I think Vaughn brought him up earlier. I was going to tell him then, don't get me started on this Q dude. Q's been out there since November of last year, dropping tweets and shaking people's chains on 4chan and 8chan and whatever, making all these people just giddy with excitement when one of his new Twitter posts come out, and he's promising that they're inside working against the swamp creatures and they're going to drain this and do that and change this and make America great again. And he's been dropping shit for over 6 months or more, and not a fucking thing's happened, y'all. Not one arrest has been made. Not one thing has changed in the administration. Not nothing. I saw a article today that said that 64% of Trump's agenda has already been completed. What agenda was that?
What is that?
What agenda was that? Are we exactly talking about? Make America great. How many jobs have come back to this fucking country? How many places quit filing for bankruptcy? How many? What the fuck are they talking about? What is his agenda? Is his agenda?
Jimmy, I saw that article. I'm like, what has he completed?
Yeah, is his agenda the same thing that Barry had in mind? Because that's all that's happening. This country is continuing to go down the shitter at a rapid fucking clip, and nobody's doing anything to stop it.
I posted this thing in my Facebook group today from NBC News, and it was a from Trump's meeting today, and it got him saying this, and this is what he said. He said, President Trump says police should have taken away the Florida school shooters' guns away, whether they had the right to have them or not.
Sheriff Israel said that they want the right to throw people in a mental institution for 72 hours to have them evaluated with no cause whatsoever.
This is how they're going to try to take guns, by deeming you crazy. This is their way around it.
If there's anyone out there in the sound of my voice that wears a gun and a badge for a job, listen to me closely. When you receive the orders from your commander to go take weapons from innocent people, you had better not follow that order. Or if you do, you better make sure that you have your insurance paid up, because it's not going to be a good day.
But here's the crazy thing. People wonder how that little kid got past there with these weapons. Think about this for a moment. They had a live drill there. They were already exhibiting weapons. So this little boy probably, if he did, and I don't know, I'm just giving some opinion here, he just walked in and said, I'm part of the group.
Hang on a second.
I'm part of the next play out.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I got to say something about this, too. According to the official timeline, he showed up at the school about 25 or so minutes before school was getting out in an Uber. Okay? Yep. Showed up in an Uber. Supposedly, he had a gun case in this Uber. Now, if the Uber driver knew that that was a gun case, why would he even go on school grounds? Because it's a gun-free zone. And you're not supposed to take guns on a gun-free zone, right? So, whatever. And if that was all correct, and then the teacher was also correct, in what she saw down the hallway with the guy dressed in full body armor with a helmet and face shield and blah, 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 blah. So he showed up in the Uber and all that shit, and nobody said anything about that either? It just doesn't add up, man. It does not pass the smell test. Sorry. Sheriff Israel.
Well, I can't see how the cops were calling this guy 39 times and not one thing happened to him.
That's right. You know, and Dana Loesch, God help me, I'm quoting that fucking airhead.
Yeah, I can't stand her, man.
But she put it out there. I mean, she was like, how many people have to drop the ball before you people are gonna get the picture? You know, the FBI, the local sheriff's department, the local constable's department, they were all notified about this guy. You know, people actually copied and pasted his Facebook posts to the feds, to the FBI, and they didn't do anything about it. Him saying, I'm going to be a professional school shooter. So if you buy the real story about how they set this patsy up, you know, they made themselves look like idiots.
Well, the little blonde girl said she was coming out of school and she was walking with this guy, this cousin, whatever his name is, and she looked at him and said, I thought you would be the one doing this. And he says, I don't know what you're talking about. So therefore, how could, and the shots were ringing out during that deal. So how is it he's walking with her and shots are going on also?
What was he doing on campus? Wait. What was he? I know, I saw that interview too. What was he doing on campus if he was expelled from the school? Because he'd already been expelled. So that's another big question I got. How did you get on campus if he's been expelled from the school system? You know, whatever. If you try to buy this whole story. Now, here's another backstory that nobody's talking about, is that he doesn't have a mom and dad, right? He's staying with some family, some extended family, him and his brother. His brother got committed last year or something, like very recently got committed last year, I think it was in November or December, something of last year. These two kids are due to inheriting $800,000 from a trust. And the reason that the extended family or whatever is trying to get them committed is so that they can have access to that money instead of it going to these two boys. So that story's floating around out there too, and it doesn't get very much traction in the media. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing is just, there's so many rabbit holes already in it that it's just like the Vegas shooting. We still haven't got any fucking information out of that, right?
Well,
the autopsy report
pull this down on you, Jim. This will be pulled because of what we're talking about right now. Of course, we're not showing any of their highlights on video, but what I'm saying is anybody that's talking about this and questioning anything about this, they're pulling their videos and pulling their channels. That's the reality of what's going on in YouTube and Google, because they do not want any more of this circulating, because right now I put out 456-page proof that what happened in the deal there up in Sandy Hook was a total joke, okay? That had to go under a website, under a hiding place, because they've had a book out on it. Nobody was killed at Sandy Hook, and Amazon pulled it down, okay? This is how crazy this stuff is, guys.
Yeah, they've 86'd all the good videos about Sandy Hoax. And, you know, look, if you do your due diligence and you look at that school, you will see that 2 years before this incident ever supposedly occurred, that school was decommissioned because of asbestos. It didn't even have students in it for 2 years before that incident occurred. So whatever, man. And the $50 million that went into Newtown paid off a bunch of people's fucking mortgages and shit to keep their mouth shut. It's the trail of money is easy to follow because they can't hide it. People have to sign papers, and there has to be all kinds of legalese about people. Whatever. Follow the money. Because look, no matter what goes on in this beast system that we are involved in now, it's about the money. It's always about the money. And if it's not about the money, it's about the money. Because the love of money is the root of all evil, and we
Nobody's
are surrounded by it.
Nobody's saying somebody did get sacrificed in these incidents. Believe me, we're not. We're just trying to tell you who is behind these and why they're behind it. It ain't what you think it is. It ain't as plain as
I'm not trying to give anybody any. I'm just telling you what I think, right? I'm not saying that I have all the truth at all. I'm just telling you what I think, what I see. The evidence is clear to me. You have to see for yourself. You know, I can't see for you. The only thing I can do is stand in front of this camera and talk into this microphone and shoot the shit with my friends for a couple hours. But I'm not trying to tell you I got the answers to anything. I'm just telling you what I see. This isn't a news broadcast. It's just an opinion-based show.
Well, that's good because it's 10:30. So what were you gonna tell us all?
Oh God. I don't know how many of you know. A couple of you know. I haven't told a whole lot of people, but this property that I've been at for the last few years with my mother is up for sale. I'm going to be moving. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go, but when I get to wherever I'm going to go, the place is going to be totally off-grid. Nothing. No outside lines of any kind are going to come onto the property. It's going to be totally off-grid. I'm probably still going to have a cell phone, but I'm not going to have internet anymore. I'm going to change my focus and live my life. I'm not going to be doing any of this crap anymore. You guys see how it gets me all twisted up, man. I don't want to be twisted up anymore. I just don't. I've got better things going on in my life now. Yeah. So until I leave this place that I'm at right now, I'll probably still be doing shows. But it's going to sell quick. It's been on the market for just a couple of days, and I've already got 3 people interested in it. So just a heads up to everybody. It's going to go away. I'm going to go away. I'm going to miss all of you. I've got some really good friends that are out there. Those people have my number. And I'm still going to have my phone. So I'll still be able to touch base with y'all.
So I guess I'm not your friend since I don't have your number.
You got my number. I got your number in my phone.
I don't got your number, dude.
Well, we'll make that happen shortly. So,
well, there's the prayers. This is serious stuff. A lot of people are being told by their own by Google. Okay, it's time to give it up. You know, there's a point where this gets insane, and you need to get the hell away from it. Take a week away from it, come back. It hasn't changed. Just different faces and different times. That's all it is, and places. So it's the same deal. You're not losing anything. I spend as much time away from this crap as I can. Believe me, I do. I'll sit and watch a movie. Okay, that's what you know. What the internet's good for? Watching free movies. Okay, because I don't go to shows and crap like that, so I watch free movies. But if I'm not doing that and the weather permits, I'm outside.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
That's
more
what
to get away from this crap and live with what we got left around.
I want to watch sunsets instead of movies. You know, I want to go for walks instead of sitting in front of the computer. I want to be outside pounding on my anvil instead of trying to see what North Korea is doing. Or, you know, I just got other stuff that I want to do that I've it's all been here in front of me, and I just haven't made time to do any of it. And since Mom's gone, my heart's not into this property anymore because I got this for her. So it's time to go a different route, you know. And this is going to be my final change in life, and I'm going to make the most of it. So it doesn't in any way, shape, or form include the internet.
And that might be a good thing.
Huh? Oh, you know, I'm going to go back.
Several of us
backwards.
have talked in the past about you know, our spiritual belief together. And I will be honest, the last week or so, I've had this urging to get my house in order and to be quiet because of what's coming down the pike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if now's the time to start speaking up and yelling and screaming, well, I've got, posting guns on the internet and letting people know what you have. And I've got the overwhelming feeling it's time to be quiet.
Yep. That's what I've been feeling too for a little while now. It's time to go gray. It's time to turn down the light. I've tried to wake up people for many, many, many years, and I think I've reached the maximum amount of people that I can reach. And it seems like everybody that I try to talk to now aren't interested in anything that I have to say. So if it's come to that point, then I'm just going to stick with what I know to be true and live my life the way I feel like living my life. And that includes getting as much farther away from a population center than I am now. So it will be deeper into the woods somewhere.
See, me, I'm a news junkie. I love the news, man. It makes me feel alive.
I used to, dude, but I just don't. It changes my entire perspective of the day if I start off with news. So for the last 2 weeks, I haven't even I actually shut the power off to everything. When I go to bed at night, I turn off my Wi-Fi, I turn everything off. And when I wake up the next day, I don't even hit the on button until well after noon.
Maybe if I was in nicer weather, but when you live in a place where it's 9 months of winter and there's hardly any fucking sun, the last thing you're going to do is go outside and worship the moon or anything because it's so fucking cold out. You don't have much of a choice when you live in North Dakota in the frozen tundra of the United States. So this is all I got. I don't watch TV. The internet is my TV. Everything that I want to do, I do through the internet, man. I don't watch TV. My wife does when she's not at work. My kids don't. My son, he spends his time on his computer. He's getting ready to go to college in the fall.
Yeah.
My other one's into sports. We all do our own thing as a family. We're a family, but we all do our own thing. And me, I don't watch TV. And when I am upstairs and the TV's on, it's on fucking news. I'm a news junkie. It gets my adrenaline going. It makes me feel alive because, like I said, I'm dying of fucking cancer. And so I need something to make me feel alive. And unfortunately, it's bad news.
Right.
Bad news makes me feel alive, if that makes any sense.
They've been saying it for decades, man. If it bleeds, it leads, right? That's what makes the news, man.
I love the news, man. And like I said, I'm not making any money off of it. I love informing people, whether they give a shit or not. I run my Facebook group, 140 people in there, and I get thanked all the time for giving everybody the headlines. I've got almost 3,000 people on Twitter now. I was on a big show earlier this morning.
Awesome.
And so, I love informing people, man. I just do it, not to worry them, but I just love putting the news out because that's my expertise. I can find a headline and report on it 2 or 3 days before CNN or Fox does. And that makes me feel good to be able to beat the mainstream media.
You follow that Twitter feed and shit, man. That's awesome. I can't follow.
Like I said, maybe if it was 80 degrees here, 9 months out of the year instead of 80 below zero, it would be a different story.
Yeah, you'd be out in a fishing boat, man.
Not too many things to do when it's fucking 80 below zero outside, man. You can go freeze your balls off, or you can be inside doing something else.
Hey, some of them ice fishing dudes got some cool ass little cabins that they drag out onto the lake and drill a hole through the ice.
I've just never been into that. I've lived here for 31 years now. I've been ice fishing twice, and I hated it both times.
No shit. Yeah, I like fishing. I don't give a shit where it's at. I don't care if I catch fish. I just like sitting out there.
Well, it's fun sitting in those little igloos, getting drunker than a skunk, man. But the deal is, I don't have any friends. All my friends bolted on me in 2000 when I got married. Only friend I have is my wife and kids. That's it. I don't have any friends outside all my friends are on the internet.
Been there and done that before.
I don't have any friends. I'm not trying to sympathy or anything. I don't have any friends. They were all bad news in the first place. They were never really friends. They were fucking drug dealers, fucking criminals. That's who I used to run around with. And once I met my wife and she pulled me out of the shit, all those fucking assholes went to the side.
You was a little bad boy, huh?
I was running with the bodyguard of one of the biggest drug dealers in this town. He got stabbed in the fucking eye.
Damn.
That's the crowd I used to run around with.
Damn.
And you know,
Breaking
I
Bad with David.
There was one good friend I haven't seen in many years since I got married, and I was asking my wife, and I wonder what happened to this dude, this Mexican dude. Sure enough, we're watching the local news that night, and there he is on the news for breaking into a fucking apartment with this other dude and getting into a fight and getting stabbed.
Damn it. Well, there he is. Speaking of the
Yeah,
devil.
that's what I told my wife. Well, I guess he's around. I guess he's going back to the can.
Yep.
And I'm lucky I didn't end up there, and that's because of my wife. I didn't. She gave me a choice. She said, you can have these fucking troublemakers or you can have me. And I made a choice, and they all went bye-bye.
Sorry, fellas. She smells better than y'all. I'm out.
I haven't looked back ever since. But because of that, I don't have any associates anymore. I don't have any friends, anybody.
Fuck it. You didn't need them.
All my friends are online.
Right on.
So if I was to give up my online, which I've thought about, Jimmy, I've been in your position where I wanted to walk away from it, but then I'm walking away from all my friends.
Right.
And I can't do that because they mean too much to me. Even though I may not ever meet any of them face to face, which I would love to sometime down the road, they're still my friends. I've made some real good relationships online. I talked to several people on the phone, real good friend I got in Florida. And if I was to walk away from shutting down my internet, then I'm shutting down any friendship that I have.
My close, good people got my phone number. Most of them do. You know, you're going to have it here shortly, so don't sweat that. But yeah, my close, good people.
That's why I haven't walked away from the net, because I'd be walking away from my friends.
Yeah. I got other things I've got going on here, man, and you know, it's not that I'm trying to, you know, disassociate myself from anybody or the whole. I'm just trying to unplug from the matrix.
Oh yeah, and I don't blame you, dude. It can drive a person batshit crazy. But
I'm already there, so that's. I mean, I'm just trying to stay where I'm trying to maintain my level of crazy and not go any deeper into the hole. So
it's just I love the news. I'm a news junkie, man. Just like a fucking crack addict. Shoot that news up my veins. I love it.
Yeah. Jimmy's me, 6 foot. That's my name, Jimmy. You know, I'm gonna miss you fuckers. I ain't gonna deny it, and I might change my mind, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, because once I get wherever I'm going, I'm gonna focus hard on going backwards in time and living very minimalistic. You know, that's exactly my intentions. I'm gonna do everything as minimalistic as possible. So there you go. I'm going to live like Grizzly Adams. Something like that. With a truck.
And a bear.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got Angus, so I'm happy with that. I'll stick with my Angus and my Tippy. And maybe some more dogs wherever I'm going. I plan on getting a smaller place because this is 2,100 square feet, man. I don't need all this fucking room with me and my dogs. I just don't. So I'm going for a smaller place and more land. Much more land. So, cross your fingers for me, everybody. Send me good thoughts. Good juju my way, please. But he's got it all planned out, you know. He's what made this all happen. The Father's got a plan for me, and I'm following what he's telling me to do, you know. As soon as I decided that I was, you know, because I've been tossing around selling this place since Mom died, actually. And then I was like, nope. I got too much time and effort into this. I, you know, put all this fucking energy and money into this place. I'm staying right here. And by God, within like 2 weeks of that, I'm going to sell this place. And then I got a hold of this chick, and bam, I mean, it all happened in like 48 hours between the time that I made my mind up that I'm going to sell. And the chick was here taking pictures and putting signs out. And then she called me the very next day, which was yesterday, and said, I've already gotten 3 calls. Somebody wants to know how deep your well is. How deep's your well?
Are you going to stay in Arkansas?
So, I don't know at this point, dude. I don't know. The people that need to know where I wind up will know when I wind up there.
Come up to North Dakota, man.
Fuck that shit. No, I've heard bad stories. I got a friend up there that lives up there by Fargo, and he said, fuck that shit. He said, no, that guy would be you.
Plenty of land and plenty of snow for you.
I had my fill of that, dude. I was stationed in Alaska for a long time. I don't know. I'm done with that. Lori, why are you texting me when you're on the mic? Who said that? Who said that? Who's he? Lord, did you hang up, Lori? She must have hung up. Okay. All right. We're done. I'm done giving my whole spiel. What's going on? Is there any breaking news? We got 15 minutes to fill yet.
Volcano just erupted in Japan.
Oh, no shit. A big one? Big eruption?
They said it's working its way up Mount Shinmo in southwest Japan and appears to erupt.
Damn it. That whole island's nothing but a big volcano.
Yeah, that's just one big volcano.
Yeah. They've been there for a long time, though, man. That's one of the oldest cultures on the planet. So they've been riding those, volcanic waves of lava for a long, long, long time. God bless them. That would scare the shit out of me, man. I was in one shaker up in Alaska when we were up there. There was one earthquake that was actually feelable. It was like a 4.6 or something. It was pretty good size for up there. And it was not anything fun to feel the earth moving under your feet. I don't like that feeling at all. Not at all. That'll scare anybody. I don't give a shit how tough you think you are. That'll scare the shit out of you.
We've been having some big quakes lately all around.
Yeah. I've been watching my earthquake monitor on my on my little iPad thing. I got one of those, apps that alert you every time one goes off. And for months and months and months, it's been 5.0, 5.0, 5.0 several times a day all over the world. And those are pretty major quakes, man. A 5.0 is a pretty good sized shake. If there was a bunch of 5.0s down in Oklahoma, we'd be hearing about it on the news every fucking day. But, yeah. Shit's changing, man. We're in biblical times. I've been saying it for a long time. We're in biblical times, people. You better get yourself right with God. You better find Jesus. And if you haven't found him already, you better find him. You better pray for his blood to drench over you and forgive you of your sins. Because if you don't, shit's going to get ugly.
Amen. I don't know if I haven't looked it up, but when I understand, UK's already gotten 16 inches of snow, and they got another big storm coming. It's supposed to dump 2 foot plus on them. It's supposed to be the biggest storm they've had in years.
I hit JR up before the show. I hit him up earlier today to see if he was going to come on, but I think that this is during the week time is not his time. He's Saturday guy. So
there's a big nor'easter fixing to hit the East Coast.
Yeah, like I said, that we just got done with this last rain, and both the times we got rain in the last 2 weeks, they've been 3 inches, before it stopped. So it's just coming down,
We've got
man.
one of our biggest snowstorms of they said of decades fixing to hit. They're supposed to start snowing Sunday night and go all the way through Tuesday afternoon.
The last round of,
over a foot of snow.
The last round of big storms that we had through here, there was tornadoes down south of me, down around Little Rock and shit, and over toward Louisiana, and it killed 2 or 3 people, I think. So we're already into the shit weather. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's 60s. It feels beautiful, springtime. But this is the ugly time of the year down here. This is when all the twisters start falling out of the sky because of the clash of the atmospheres. So
30s here, and it feels like summer.
I bet.
It does. 30 degrees. You can go out without a winter coat on. It feels wonderful having that sun beat on you every so often.
You still got a bunch of... Oh, I was going to ask you that about the wreck, too. Was the intersection covered in snow or anything, or was roads dry?
That snowstorm had just started right when it happened, but yeah, there was some snow on the street already.
Yeah.
And that's what the lady was saying. She tried to tell the cops. She said the light was yellow, so I didn't know whether to try to slam on my brakes and slide through the intersection or try to beat it and go through it. But I know for a fact it had to be red because it was green on my side.
Right. Well, you said the guy behind you said it was too. The guy that came up and checked on you.
It was absolutely green, man. She didn't attempt to stop. She just blew through it.
Right.
God dang, that shit's scary. I haven't had a wreck in a long time, man. That was scary.
Me neither. It's been quite a minute since I've rolled that Jeep. That's the last accident I was in, was when I rolled my Jeep. It's been a long, wrecking the bike and stuff, but there was nobody else involved in that one. I know you're there, Angus. You got about 10 more minutes, buddy, and then I'll let you go outside. Angus is he's laying on the floor right down here if you guys can see him. There he is. There's Angus. Say hi to everybody, buddy. He's looking at me going, are you going to let me out, dude? Please? Please, can I go outside? You're boring standing there talking on that thing. It'll be nice for these guys when I get where I'm going to, because I'm hoping they'll have a lot bigger place to run around in. So,
how much land you looking to get?
I want to have at least 100 acres. I want to have at least 100 acres so that I got resources at my disposal, you know. There'll be critters to shoot and eat and, you know, all kinds of wood for, you know, fuel sources and whatever, and just a small place for me and the dogs to be in to keep the rain off of my shit, and, you know, maybe a big-ass shop. That would be cool. A big-ass shop to be able to work on shit and, you know, have the forge set up inside, and that'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still, you know, the chick that's selling the house has got her feelers out, and we'll see what happens. So, like I said, the people that need to know, they'll need to know when they need to know. And the rest of you will just go to click on my Facebook page, and it won't be there anymore. Be like, the move is on. So, if any of y'all are interested in a 3-2 on 20 acres, it's out there for sale. All right, if we still got 9 minutes left, what else is out there?
You know, this came out, says total student debt in America now exceeds the cost of the Iraq War.
Well, damn. And the Iraq War's still going on because we still got boots on the ground over there.
Yep.
Most of those kids that owe that money are working at Walmart. You guys, there was an article, about 2 weeks ago, I think I read, that said that Walmart employees cost the taxpayers in the United States somewhere to the tune of $75 million a year in welfare benefits because they don't make enough money to be able to provide everything to keep their household running. So even though they work a full-time job at Walmart, which full-time there is only 32 hours a week, so you don't get any benefits, they have to file for help from the state to be able to make ends meet. What kind of corporation does that to their employees? Huh? Answer me that question.
Trump was talking about giving everybody, take their food stamps away, give them a box of food. Well, Indiana said that ain't happening. That shit ain't flying here in Indiana.
I remember back in the days of government cheese.
Yeah.
Did you got anybody else that went through the fucking what was the fuel crisis when Carter was in office? Anybody else alive that time remembers government cheese also? You know, that was a big thing in the news because people were fucking mortgaging their house and shit just to put fuel in their car to go to work. You guys remember the embargo? I know you guys remember the embargo.
Yep.
Y'all are my peeps. All right. Getting down to the nitty gritty. What else are we going to discuss before this? My dogs are getting antsy. I can hear Tippy walking around in the kitchen. Hi, kid. I know. It's almost over. A couple more minutes. You guys will be all right. Don't go shit on the floor anywhere. I'll get you in just a second. What else you got over there, David?
Oh, this came out says biggest U.S. recession ever coming soon, says ex-U.S. Treasury Secretary. It says Lawrence Summers, former director of the National Economic Council and former United States Secretary of the Treasury, says the U.S. will soon face a recession like never before seen. It says the next recession to hit the U.S., which Summer predicts will happen in the next 2 years, is going to be longer and more painful than the one in 2008-2009.
Wow. See,
and this all goes along with the war. This is why they're bringing this war on.
That's the truth is going to come out, but they're going to have something else to blame it on. Yeah. So instead of the banks, instead of everybody blaming it on the banksters, which they should be blaming it on, and the 0% interest rates and the entire stock market going off the fucking charts and gold and silver being suppressed for decades, instead of all that being blamed, they'll blame it on the war. They'll blame it on little Kim and his nuclear weapons and him not wanting to come to the table and negotiate with Trump's button. Yep. And this is so old school, old hat, seen it before, been there, done that, that for nobody else in the country, for 200 and some odd million people in this country to not see what's going on right now is just, it makes me want to vomit. The majority of this country is fucking pathetic. That they're just going to follow along with everything.
It's hard to see the bullshit when Trump is making America great again.
Well, you got the trumpets, and then you got these Q heads too. They're all the same. Look, if you're gonna pick your party or your flag over another human being, then fuck off, man. I got nothing for you. Because that's all you are. It's all just fucking divisionism. My people are better than your people because my people live over here and your people live over there, and our flag's prettier than your flag, so we're just gonna come over there and fuck you up. Fuck off, man. That shit is just childish. That's another reason that I want to move to the middle of fucking nowhere where I don't have to deal with any of this garbage, because the majority of humankind can go fuck themselves. You're all pathetic. Sorry. Don't mean to offend anybody. Don't want my YouTube channel to get terminated or something. That's another reason I'm totally done with this bullshit, man, because the powers that be control all this crap. You can put up all kinds of, Fair Use Act, and you don't have any right to do that because this is my freedom of speech, and they don't give a fuck what you think, man. They'll shut your shit off any chance they get. They don't give a fuck what you take them to court. They got tons more money than you and tons more time than you, and you'll lose in the end. So fuck it. Fuck it. You can say I'm throwing in the towel, I'm a quitter, whatever you want to say. Fuck you. You're giving up on the truth. No, I'm not. I'm going to live my life. I know the truth already. The truth is Jesus Christ is my Savior. He is the way and the truth and the life. And so long as I follow that, I ain't got nothing to worry about what's going on in the fucking news tomorrow.
Amen. Satan's a liar, and if you want any truth, you've got to find Jesus Christ.
That's right. That's right. And if you don't know him, you better. Well, you still got time. You better. Because everything that you see going on around you right now, go read Matthew 24 and tell me if it don't ring a bell. Nothing's new under the sun. And the second coming of the Son is coming. And if you can't see that by reading today's headlines and shit, then I don't know what rock you've been living under, man, but 2 minutes. Anybody want to throw anything else in there? Then I'm going to play another song and say goodbye. But I'll be back, you guys. I'll be back on Saturday. I'm going to do another show on Saturday, I promise. And until this place sells, I'll be doing shows 2 days a week until this place sells. Because the last couple of shows that I do are gonna be more focused toward what we were just talking about as far as finding God and what's going on in this world, other than just the headlines that are going on. Because it's a lot deeper than that, people. It's a lot deeper than that. We got a battle of good and evil going on here that you people better get wind of quick.
It's raining.
Brenda says it's raining here. So, hey, guys. Thanks for coming out and listening to us have our chitter chatter tonight. At least not on my part, because that's why I get out here. I just voice my opinion about things, and that's how I do it. I'm 69 years old. You either want to listen to what I got to say, or you don't. I really don't care. I do care, but I don't care because I have no control over your emotion no more than you have over mine. Other than the fact that if you're led by Jesus Christ, you're in the light, and I'll see it, and you'll see it with me. So God bless you.
Thanks, Vaughn. I appreciate you, brother. Any last headlines, David? Lance, you got anything you want to say over there between your bong hits? I think Lori hung up.
No.
Thanks for adding in. You should come over for a vacation, though, when I get where I'm going.
Oh, I'll give you a call tomorrow. I'll have to follow up on that.
Right.
That was exciting news to hear.
Right. I got you.
I was excited. When you were saying it, I was excited for you.
it's shocked quite a few people here locally too. So
yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah. What's up, David? What? Anything last? Oh shit! It's 10 o'clock already. Missed it. Whatever. You got the last headlines there, man?
Don Lemon's on.
Oh shit! Better go do that. Lance, I'll be over to crack a beer. Watch it on the back patio. Can't miss.
That's right.
Can't miss Don Lemon. He's bound to make an ass of himself again tonight. Oh shit! All right. Well, I'm going to hang up on you two then, and I'm going to say goodbye to the folks and play a song and stuff so everybody can tap their toes.
Send me your number on Skype or something.
Oh, I will, brother. I will. I'll get it to you. No worries. Lance has already got it. I should hit him up more often, but I don't. He's busy working, though, in his big corner office and stuff, you know. All right. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you on Saturday if you guys are both game. So
I'll be around.
All right.
No, I won't be.
No?
No. I'm chasing some flock.
Oh, got a hot date lined up. Gonna try to wear out a condom. Right on.
I'm going to try to wear somebody out.
Hey, you got to put up with her crazy unless you want to go back to fucking your hand. So
that's right. That's right.
Watch out for that 12-inch anus.
That's right.
All right, guys. I'll see you on Saturday. Well, hey, I won't see you, Lance, but hey.
Later.
Have a good one, Lance, Jimmy.
Bye.
See you, brother.
Okie dokie, that's over with. And, I'm just going to say it one more time because this is the way I'm into my shows now. You guys know that. If you haven't decided to seek the face of God, you should do it now because there's some ugly shit coming down the pipe. And whether you want to believe that it's biblical or not doesn't matter because the truth doesn't care what you believe. The truth is the truth. And that's Jesus Christ. He's the way, the truth, and the life. And you should go find him as quickly as you can because time's running out. And with that being said, I'm going to play this song and I will see you guys on Saturday. Love, peace, and cookies, everybody.
Eckhart, you talk about in an ever-changing world, a species needs to either adapt or they will die out. And then you go on to say, and I quote, that humanity is now faced with a stark choice: evolve or die.
There's so much to say in so little time. This is a song for those left behind, an insider's view to what's going on. If Christians are raptured away and are gone, in case of emergency, take this CD and make many copies to give away free. But first get a Bible and start reading now. The moment will come when they will not allow distribution, possession of anything Christian. You'll go underground, a secret resistance, and face persecution, imprisoned and beaten. Now is the time to make your decision to battle his minions left on this earth, or fall for a false explanation. Prefer to be herded like sheep. The ancient delusion, the oldest of schemes, has come to conclusion. The mark of the beast from the father of lies, the angel of light, master of disguise. He's devising a plan, preparing us now, and through evolution convincing the crowds that aliens somehow are out there and bound to have all of the answers, empowered to know the solution. Like indigo children, smarter than humans, more intuition, much more evolved. They're sending a vision, prepare the whole world with a false explanation. If we're to evolve, we must remove Christians. They call it the cleansing, and this is their mission.
Evolve or die refers to whether humanity survives as a species. There is an enormous awakening happening on the planet.
The age of Aquarius, ending duality. Oprah the Secret and Eckhart Tolle preach what will bring in a new age reality based in traditions of pagan theosophy, bound to be thousands of offshoots of Crowley, students of Alice C. Bailey who follow the lies of Helena Blavatsky, radically altering, changing the pages of history, laying the groundwork forged by the tools of Lucifer, paving the way for the United Nations. A slow preparation, patiently waiting since the creation. The Garden of Eden, a planet whose placement in time is persuaded by aliens, outside invasions, abductions, and cow mutilations, creating an atmosphere ripe for the picking, with movies and Hollywood implanting trickery, mastery over the masses. The whole world collapses in panic, all desperate for some savior of sorts, a new age messiah. The wolf in sheep's clothing is what will transpire. The mayhem is out of control at this moment. A world full of chaos, confusion, and torment. I'm telling you, don't stop at anything. You can't afford to face life without Christ as your king. The moment might come when this song's a reality, trapped in a world where it's actually happening.
That's one of my favorite quotes that a significant portion of the Earth's population will soon recognize, if they haven't already done so, that humanity is now faced with a stark choice: evolve or die.